So I received another statement from the FDA, a news release. You can get these in your emails if you go to the FDA website and sign up for certain things. It's a very interesting thing. I was debating if I should do this one or not, but then I got to one of the companies that received a letter um, looking for particular information from a e-cigarette maker or a vaping industry slash manufacturer, and then I stated, "Wow, I think I'll do this video." I mean, Smpo, that's hopefully I pronounced that right, SMPO pod device, also is also included in this, and that somewhat made me want to do this, as well as Bo vaping device pod system. But what really was interesting was this other website that we will get to in a moment. But anyway, I just want to go through a little of this. So this is today. It's U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA news release. FDA requires additional e-cigarette makers to provide critical information so the agency can better examine youth use and product appeal amid continued concerns around youth access to products. Now, this is basically what they requested from Juul, and I did that whole entire video, is exactly what they're requesting from these four particular companies. So it's May 17, 2018. Just a little bigger for you. It says letters to four summary. Letters to four companies follow initial request to Juul Labs as part of an ongoing effort to address youth use under the agency's Youth Tobacco Prevention Plan. Today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration continued to take important steps to address youth use of e-cigarettes by sending official requests for information to four e-cigarette manufacturers, requiring them to submit important documents to better understand the youth appeal of these products. And let's just go to that. It's the same thing that they that went to the Juul company, so it's nothing different. It's same exact form letter. And so what they're basically asking for is this. They're asking for product marketing information. They're asking for the product design itself, that is the hardware. Like it says, product shape or form, product size, nicotine formulation, flavors, product features such as pre-filled cartridges, draw activation, USB rechargeability, safety features, basically the hardware. They're also looking for public health impacts involving youth documents, adverse experiences and complaints involving youth documents as well. And that's, of course, on a health, toxicological, and behavioral or physiological effects. Applies to all those four things. So I just want to show you, it's basically the same thing as the Juul. So we'll go back to where I was. Make sure I'm sharing this. Yes. And so it goes on and on. Basically the same thing like the Juul. And then it says, before I get to this here, you could read it while I'm reading this. But anyway, it says, actually, I'm not going to let you read that. Till I get to that in a moment. Anyway, the FDA selected these companies based on product attributes that overlap with those of Juul, including the use of e-liquids that contain nicotine salts with corresponding high nicotine concentration, a small size which makes these products easily concealable, and product design features that are intuitive even for novice users, meaning those newbies out there. And these are the companies that they went after. The companies and the specific products receiving the official requests for information under Section 904B of the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act are J-Well, Paris, France for the bowl starter kit. See, because those products are coming into the U.S. markets. YGT Investment Limited Liability Company and 7 Days Limited Liability Company of Baldwin Park, California for Zoor kit. I didn't even heard of that. ZOOR kit. Liquid Filling Solutions LLC of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania for Myle products. But it's rather interesting about this liquid filling solutions, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. And SVR Incorporated of Las Vegas for the Smpo or SMPO kit. So I've heard of, most people I've heard of this. I've heard of the Myle products. Heard of the bowl starter kit or the bowl. This is a new one for me, the Zoor kit. I'm sure some people know about that. I do not know about that. Let me share one thing real quick in regards to that FDA, not FDA official letter. And like it says at the bottom, let me find it. Let me pause this and find it. Okay. So like it says here, it says all information for this request is to be received by FDA no later than July 12th of 2018. I'm sharing that right, yeah. So they have up until July 12th, 2018. This is an official request. So this is an actual, it's not an FDA warning letter. They didn't do anything wrong, really. They're just asking for information to complete this whole youth project that the FDA created last year sometime. So anyway, let's go back to the other thing there. Yeah. So if over here you have the Bowl vaping company, you know, as far as the this would fall under the J-Well Paris of France. Believe it or not, they do have the jurisdiction as long as the product is coming into the U.S. markets. Therefore, they can officially request a company in Paris, France, or China, or anywhere to supply that certain information. And so here is that bow. Never had this product. And then here, Days Manufacturing, Zoor. I never even heard of this particular. I've heard of 7 Days product line, but I never saw Zoor, whatever it is, ZOOR. I'm going to go back. I'm going to save the liquid filling solutions in a moment for last. I could not find the company that is the CVR Incorporated of Las Vegas. I could not locate that on the World Wide Web. I'm sure it's there somewhere. But this is what they're speaking to in regards to the SMPO. Many YouTube reviewers have reviewed this product, as well as the bowl device as well. Anyway, but this is what really concerns me more than anything. The liquid filling solutions. And these are the services that they have. One second here. Let me take a vape here. Hopefully I don't make this video too long. So they deal with mainly blending e-liquids and batching them up and dealing with raw material. Like it says, I'll just go through their services or liquid gravity and pressure filling, piston filling for higher viscosity materials, batch blending, variable sizes and speeds. Let me make that a little bit bigger for you because I'm sure you can't read that at all. One more should do it. Induction, seal capping, shrink bandings, shrink sleeves, kit assembly, high speed, pressure sensitive labeling, date batch coding, raw material and finished goods lot recording for traceability, Logistics services available, quick turnaround for urgent requirements. And these are the types of packaging. This is mainly what the FDA is looking at. Bottles, jars, pump sprayer, trigger sprayer products. So they're mainly looking at bottles and jars, looking at vials, and then any size container from a 1 mil to a 55-gallon drum. Okay. Let's go back to sort of hiding it. All right, so Liquid Filling Solutions, located in the greater Philadelphia area, specializes in contract filling for the consumer product, personal care, and electronic cigarette liquid market. With over 25 years experience in chemical blending and filling, Liquid Filling Solutions can handle all of your liquid packaging needs, from complete turnkey to customized services. So they're dealing with possibly the chemical blending and filling, as well as the packaging. Very interesting stuff they're doing here. Let's see here. And so the consumer products. So let's say electronic cigarette liquid. They deal with the liquid packaging of the liquids and things of that nature. Like I said, we can assist in formulation development, packaging options, and label design and creation. Very interesting stuff. What can happen from this anyway? The kind of information that the FDA is gathering. And then over here, you have the e-liquid, private label, e-liquid manufacturing. This is basically what they're after as far as the FDA. By utilizing our, let's make that just a little bit bigger. By utilizing our proven e-liquid flavors, and remember, in that particular document, that part of that official letter that they're requesting the information, like it says, product design in regards to documents, flavors. You can cut your time to market while providing you the indispensable time to promote your product, so they do promotion. All of our e-liquids are produced in our U.S.-based clean facility using USP grade kosher, PG, VG, and pharmaceutical grade nicotine. Very interesting stuff is going on here. We're going to the FDA is going to the actual, not the manufactured finished product like the bowl or the Smpo or the Zoor, but they're actually going to the initial stages of making all those devices is what they're going at as far as here. We have a large variety of flavors in stock and have close working relationships with many of the major flavoring manufacturers. We work with graphic designers and state-of-the-art digital printing machines to bring your design to life. Customized contract filling. We are flexible in our fulfillment, whether you would like to ship us your bulk e-liquids to be packaged or have us blend your formulations to precise specifications. We will customize our production to your needs. And like it says in that particular official letter, product shape or form. Could be a form, product size, nicotine formulation. See, they want to understand this nicotine salt formula from an actual manufacturer of the blending process. Appearance, the plume. Yes, they're getting into the essence of the entire situation here. Very interesting stuff here, guys. This is, they're getting to the, in other words, to put it quite plain, they're getting to the heart of the matter as far as the FDA is concerned. We will customize our production to your needs. Our unique production systems allow us to fulfill numerous small batch sizes for companies with a large selection of flavors and nicotine strengths. And see, this is what they do. See, these are the stuff they have. This is what they actually do, and the FDA is going to look into this. We understand the importance of keeping your brand and formulas confidential. Our 25 plus years experience combined with our effective procedures ensure your information is well documented and secure. I'm sure the FDA has all of these products in their product listing registry as of October 12, 2017. Very interesting stuff. About us, a warehouse facility built to fit most any bottle or container. We have a dedicated team focused on delivering the highest quality product with great consideration for time-sensitive delivery. Our 11,000 plus square foot manufacturing, very interesting. This is what really, I don't know about you guys, but this is some scary stuff that's going on here. Manufacturing and warehousing facility is soon to be ISO 9001 certified and represents our commitment to higher standards in quality control and record keeping. And this is where it's at. Yeah, this is very interesting. So they not only warehouse the products, not only do they have a warehousing facility, but a manufacturing facility as well. And that's what piqued my interest really to do this video. Because, I mean, they're going after Juul anyway. Oh, there goes the mailman. Sorry about that. Let me pause this for a second. Okay. So, I mean, they basically did that with Juul. But they're going to the actual manufacturer or the blending, what's the word? Root of the problem, not the problem, but the root of the issue with the FDA. And so they're going to really to the heart of the matter. That's the best way to describe it, to the root cause, I guess you could say. And that is to the actual manufacturing of the e-liquid or of the pod systems. I am sure somehow or another, this company, Liquid Filling Solutions, has something to do with the Juul. Let me just reference that, and I'll be right back in a moment. Well, I couldn't find anything. I thought maybe I could find some kind of relation between Liquid Filling Solutions and Juul, but there's nothing in relation to that at all, at least not the information that I have. What I'm wondering is the e-liquids, the blend that is inside of the pods of the Juul pods, the e-liquid itself, was it blended by Liquid Filling Solutions? Liquid Filling Solutions does not have a list of who their clients are. So, I mean, I was looking over here, I was doing this here. So like Liquid Filling Solutions, King of Prussia, like customers lists. See, a lot of this stuff is probably very private, so they can't do it. Client list, like find out why did FDA specifically go to them? I mean, when there's many other, molecule labs, things of that nature that the FDA could very well have gone to in regards to these official letters. but they went only to the liquid filling solutions, which make the blends themselves. Maybe one of their clients is Joule, maybe it's Myle products, maybe it's Smpo Starter Kit or Zoor Kit, I don't know. Or maybe they just want to have an idea of how the use of the e-liquids that contain nicotine salts, what they're all about. You know, like it says here, based on product attributes. See, like it says, here, it says it right here, really. The FDA selected these companies based on product attributes that overlap with those of Joule. Oh, see, it answered my own question. I didn't even realize what that meant, that line. But so apparently, liquid filling solutions actually makes the blend for either Joule in some form or another, or for Smpo, or for Zoor, or for Days, or for ZVR, or for the Myle products. Somehow or another, it's overlapping, but it mainly overlaps with Joule. Now, this is similar to Joule. This is similar to Joule, and this is similar to Joule. What is so similar to this in regards to Joule is the pod liquid itself. So it doesn't say on their website that one of their clients is Joule, but the Joule pod, the e-liquid that contains a nicotine salt, could very well have been blended by liquid filling solutions. Very interesting stuff going on here, guys. And apparently, for them to say this right off the bat, FDA selected these companies based on product attributes that overlap with those of Joule. Either Joule's submitted all their information to the FDA by now, or Joule, the FDA has a pretty good idea of what the Joule is all about. Maybe through the product listings registry of October 12, 2017, or through their own research, or through their own patent. They could certainly have gotten the patent that I shared with everyone on this particular channel, that they had the patent that is registered with the U.S. Trademark and Patent Office. They certainly, the FDA probably, along, people that are educated in that area probably, looked over that completely to understand how the Joule operates, things of that nature. And just because it has a patent does not mean it has a PMTA. Maybe people are confused that way as well. Don't know. Anyway, but so this is very interesting stuff. What really concerns me is now they're going after companies that make the e-liquids themselves, that blend the e-liquids in and of themselves. Has nothing to do with labeling this time around. And like it says in the official letter, they're going after flavors and they're going after nicotine formulation. So between this and this, and even the product size, certainly is relative to this, the liquid filling solutions, or the blend of the e-liquids or the nicotine salts. I just want to share this with you, just to give you a little idea of what's going on with the FDA, up to date. I like to give you guys as much as up-to-date information. I believe, if I believe it's quite crucial that it needs to be shared on YouTube, I will do so. I probably would have let it go and you would have heard it from some other channel about the Smpo and the Smpo and things of that nature. But what really concerned me, what caught my eye, and the Myle products and things of that, but what really concerned me was the liquid filling solutions. Okay, and it says like liquid filling solutions for Myle products. Now, they may go after the way they blend their particular solutions, how they do their blending process, or it might just be for the Myle products themselves, which contain the blends that liquid filling solutions does for this particular product. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe because the liquid filling solutions, as far as their website is concerned, they don't make Myle product. I don't even know who makes the Myle product. Who makes Myle product? Who makes that? Myle Vapor. That's who makes it. All right? Yeah. MyleVapor.com makes the Myle product. Okay. Pretty sure. Yeah. So Myle Vapor, as you see up here, makes Myle. Over here, they're making the blends apparently for Myle products. If that's what's being read here, I don't know if they're making the blends for Juul or they're making the blends for Myle products, which is in relation to the Juul. Don't know exactly what the intent of the FDA is. All I do know is that liquid filling solutions do not manufacture the actual physical device or hardware itself. They only do blends. They manufacture in warehouse and they do blending, like it said in that one area that I showed you, the services. No, actually, we'll go to the e-liquid thing with Jake here. We'll go to the e-cigarette liquid. Okay. So what they do is, like I showed you, they do flavors, they blend flavors, they deal with the printing machines or labeling of the bottle. And it's not showing you any hardware, it's just showing you e-liquid bottles. And that's all they do. As far as electronic nicotine delivery systems or vapor products, all they do is plastic bottles and glass bottles for e-liquids, and they do the blends for the e-liquids. Says have close working relationships with many major flavoring manufacturers. We have a large variety of flavors in stock. They use PG, VG, and pharmaceutical grade nicotine. And like it says, utilizing our proven e-liquid flavors. So they manufacture these e-liquid flavors to the dictates of whatever company it may be. So probably I'm going to say Myle Pods out of, I don't know where even Myle Pods is located at. Let me put, it's out of California, apparently. Let me just pause this and find out exactly where they're located at. So Myle Vapor is out of Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Myle Vapor. This is where they're located at, New Jersey. So in regards to the FDA official letter, the liquid filling solutions makes the e-liquid with the nicotine salt for Myle products, which is relative to Juul. Does liquid filling solutions make it for Juul? I can't tell you. But if you strictly read for what it's saying here, it says for Myle products. So they want to understand how it is made, the e-liquid itself. Interesting stuff. I don't know about you guys, but that's really getting down to brass tacks here. And unfortunately, the FDA does have the power to request those particular, like it says in that PDF official letter, they can officially, not only officially, but legally ask for product size, nicotine formulation, and flavors. And that is exactly what this company does. And if they can do it to this company, guess what they will do in the future? They will do it to other companies. And I'm sure those other companies are going to slowly be receiving official letters from the FDA, which they will have a certain time period to respond. And if they don't, then it becomes a whole legal process. This is basically, even though they're official letters requesting information, when they do time frames, like here, when the FDA puts down a time frame, it says no later than July 12th, 2018, this is what falls into place. Failure to provide information requested by FDA in accordance with Section 904B of the FD&C Act is a violation of the FD&C Act and subject to regulatory and enforcement action by FDA. So even though it's not an FDA warning letter, they could still take you to court if these particular companies, as well as Juul, does not answer by July 12th of 2018. Now, as far as Juul, I think they have to answer by June 2018. I can't remember the exact date, but it's in June of 2018. These particular four companies have to respond to this particular request by July 12th of 2018, or regulatory and enforcement action by the FDA will be issued. So it's, even though it's not an FDA warning letter, you still can wind up having an enforcement action against you. So this has to be taken very seriously, very seriously. This is an official request for information. Anyway, and they will normally do that. If it says this in any of their particular letters or official letters or any of that, when they put stuff like this down, especially in bold lettering, and they give you time frames, you know as a fact that this is a legal document. That's how you know that it's a legal document. Because after July 12th of 2018, like it says, if you do not have any documents responsive to this request, inform FDA of this writing by July 12th of 2018. If you anticipate difficulties with this document production, please contact the FDA within 30 days of this letter so that we may assist you in resolving any technical difficulties you may have and facilitate compliance with the above timeline. Compliance with the above timeline. Once again, this is legal speak. This is legal business here. This is not a draft guidance. This is not a press release. This is an actual legal document. Anyway, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. I think this is very important. And I'm sure more and more of this will be coming down the pipeline soon. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.